Okay, do you hear me clearly?
Yes, we can hear you, Sayadaw. Yeah.
Okay. So now I wanted to read the commentary. The commentary I have already explained about Mano, Bobengama, Manosita, Manomaya, and so on. So I wanted to start with Manobobengama Dhamma up to is or Eva, all of students. Maybe, Ryan and Mabonya.
Yeah, Sayadaw.
Okay, Sayadaw.
Mano
Manobubangama Dhamma, Manosita, Manomaya. Manasaje Padutena, Pasatiwa Karodiwa, Tadonang Dukhamanwedi, Yakamwa Wahado Patati.
Okay, Tata Manodi.
Tatha
Manoti,
Kawa
Kama Wajana, Sanadi Bedam,
Tapambi Chatukumika Chitang Imasmen Pada Pade Padatasa Vechasa Upana Chitawasena Niyamiyamanang Wawatha Piyamanang Parichiyamanang Do Manasa Sahagatang Patika Sambayukta Chitamewa Lapati
Okay, carry on.
Bupangamati Tena Patamagamina Hutoa Samanagata Dhammata Dhammati Gunadasana Pariyatini Satanichi Wasanena Chataro Dhamma Nama Tesu Nahidammo Adammo Cha Upo Samawipakino Adammo Nirayang Neti Dhammo Papeti Sugatenti Ayang Gunadammo Nama Dhammango Bhikkhave.
Okay. So what I explained about the sentence division, like this is Bekha Vajja or Wagya or Bekandara Wagya. This is Sankhipa Wagya or Vaitara Wagya. Before I explain those type of the sentences in the commentary, at first I was trying to explain how to translate those sentences. After understanding the translation, I think it will be much more easier to understand, to catch what kind of sentences are used in the commentary. Now, Manobobengama Dhamma Manosita Manomaya Manasaji Bharutina Bhasati Vakaroti Vadadonam Dukha Manuiti Chakkan Wahado Bata. Now in this verse, you can see mano Ubhangama, Dhamma. Now the next one is Manosita, Manomaya. Now the next one is Manasaji Brotina, Basadiwa, Grodiwa. Now the next one is the Donim Duka Manuidi, Jakanwa Hadobata. I go to the verse, this verse 6 lines. Manobhangama Dhamma is 1 line. Manosita Manomaya is 1 line. Manasa J, Brotina is 1 line. Basadiwa, Grodiwa 1 line. The Dona Duka Manuidi 1 line. Second one Wahadobata 1 line. Totally 6 lines. In the 6 lines, this is a canonical text. This canonical text is needed to explain, to be explained by the commentator. So at first, he explained the word mano. Now I have already explained that mano di kama ojara gusalari bedan sabambi chitu bhumika jaita. So what is mano? He at first explained the meaning of the mano. What is a mano? So what kind of mano is necessary to understand in this context? So commentator, when he explains, he not only he explains the meaning of the words word by word, but also he explains what the, how to say, according to the context. So he doesn't lose contextual meaning. At the same time, he tries to explain the meanings according to the grammar. So we have two approaches, contextual meaning and the grammatical meaning. So when you define one word, this word's meaning, this word's general meaning should be understood. At the same time, according to the context, the meaning of the word also should be understood. So at first, he explains manodi, kama wajara gusaladi bedam, sabbambi chitu bhumika jaidan. Last week I had translated manodi, kama wajara gusaladi bedam, sabbambi chitu bhumika jaidan. What is mano? Mano means the consciousness which arises in the 4 planes. So when he defines the meaning of the mano, which means consciousness belonging to the 4 planes, at the time, he also gives the name Kama Vajra Gusaladi Beta. This is a Kama Vajra Gusala, Kama Vajra Agusala, Vipaka Giri, and so on. So Kama Vajra Gusaladi Beta also I have already explained, translated. So the conscious, all of the consciousness of the planes, which has a variety of Kamachara Kusala and so on. I had translated. Now, this is a general meaning of the mano. So now commentator continues. So what kind of meaning here for the mano? Imasamay pana bade, but pana you have to translate but. Radasa Vijasa Ubana Jeda Wasina Niyamiya Mana, Wawatapiya Mana, Parichajiya Mana, Dominasa Hagadam, Pariga Sambuta Jeda Mewa Labadi. That is, and we are trying to translate the sentence, the long sentence. So whenever you try to translate any sentence in the Pāḷi, it is better to start with the verb. Labadi. Labadi is a passive form. Labadi is a passive. So it is translated attained. Labadi. Or another. Is attained. It is a passive voice. Labadi. We start with the labadi. This labadi is needs object. So what is attained? What is understood? Labadi is attained, is God is obtained. What is obtained? Now you can see object is Prika Samyutta Jaita Miwa. Prika Samyutta Jaita Miwa. Prika Samyutta Jaitam Eva. Prika Samyutta Jaitam. Prika Samyutta Jaitam is the object of the labadi. Prika Samyutta Jaitam, it is now you have already seen in the Abhidhamma Sangha. So the consciousness accompanied or associated with the anger. Prika Samyutta. Domanasa Sahagata, unhappiness or Domanasa Sahagata also modified to the Prika Samyutta. Jaitam Eva, you have to divide. Jaitam Eva. The Prika Samyutta Jaitam, Domanasa Sahagatam. Domanasa Sahagatam. So Domanasa Sahagatam also accompanied by the hatred. Prika Samyuttam, the consciousness associated with the anger. This, it means the dosa. Domanasa Sahagatam, Prika Samyutta Jaitam is God or attained. So now, Ima Samimbana Bade, Tadadasa Vijasa, Ubana Jada was in a Niyamiya mana, what would be a mana? Prechijia mana. Niyamiya mana. The Prechijia mana. Niyamiya mana, what would be a mana? Prechijia mana. You can see this Niyamiya mana, what would be a mana? Prechijia mana is equivalent to, similar to, the case is the same. Prika Samyutta Jaitam. This Prika Samyutta Jaitam is modified by 3 words. Niyamiya mana. Vavuttabhiya mana. Prechijia mana. Actually, Niyamiya mana is original form. Vavuttabhiya mana is another word which explains the meaning of the Niyamiya mana. So sometimes Vavuttabhiya mana is not enough to give the necessary meaning. So it is also explained by another word, Prechijia mana. So Niyamiya mana, restrained or limited. Limiting. Limit, Niyamiya mana. This Vavuttabhiya mana designate. Designating. So Parichayjiyamana is restraining. So defining maybe. So all of these three words are, actually it refers to the three words. They, according to the context, if you summarize, all of three words means to define. So to define is like this, Briga Samyutta Jaityam. Now we will use the dominance Sahagata, Briga Samyutta Jaita. This Jaita is modified by the Niyamiya Manam, Vavatapiya Manam, Parichayjiya Manam. Because Briga Samyutta Jaitam is the object of labati. So what is the case of the Briga Samyutta Jaita? It is nominative case. These are, passive voice. So similarly, these, Niyamiya Manam, Vavatapiya Manam, Parichayjiya Manam also nominative case. The consciousness, Briga Samyutta Jaita is attained or obtained. Briga Samyutta Jaita, Parichayjiya Niyamiya Manam, which is obtained, which is limit, Vavatapiya Manam, which is designated, Parichayjiya Manam, which is restrained. Niyamiya Manam, Vavatapiya Manam, Parichayjiya Manam. So how it is designated, how it is pointed out, how it is limited, how it is restrained. Restraint means that the meaning of certain word is limited or restrained, restricted. So in this way, we get the precise contextual meaning. To get the precise contextual meaning in the Pāḷi, sometimes they might say Niyamiya Manam, Vavatapiya Manam, Parichayjiya Manam. This, how does the commentator restrain or limit the meaning of mano? So this is the question. How does he limit the meaning of the mano? How does he restrain the meaning of the mano? How does he define the meaning of the mano in this context? Now here you can see the Dhatasa Vijjasa Uppana Jaita Vasena. Uppana Jaita here, the Dhatasa Vijjasa this point also we should understand. The Dhatasa Vijjasa, Vijja means a physician. Doctor or physician. Uppana Jaita Vasena. So here, now you should be careful this one, Vasa. Now, this Vasa also will be seen many times in the Pāḷi. So Vasa, we have different meanings. Sometimes you can translate sometimes you can translate on account of, in connection with. Sometimes you can translate desire. Sometimes you can translate by means of. Sometimes you can translate by power of, with the different meanings. So this ena, instrumental case singular. Jeta was ena. Opana jeta was ena. This is a vijjasa, here, this, you have already studied the Pāḷi grammar. This can be dative case or genitive case. Here it should be genitive case. Vijjasa. Vijjasa, you have to translate of the doctor or of the physician. So, Opana jeta is, Opana and jeta is, Opana modifies to the jeta. Opana jetam, Opana jetam. So which the mind which rise. A mind which rise. So the dha means at the time. That's a vijjasa of the, that's here we can translate the, it is a demonstrative pronoun. The doctor, the physician, of the doctor, but of the doctor which rise, Opana jeta, the mind which rise, of the doctor, like, the meaning is, how to say, not to be understandable. So because of this in the Pāḷi, sometimes when we combine, when we connect one word to another word, if the meaning is not complete, at that time, we, put the another Pāḷi word to, connect it. So vijjasa, you have to put this one, santani. The dhatasa vijjasa santani. Santani means continuity. So in the continuity or in the process, mental process, like technically you can say santana means a continuity. What is a continuity? Whose continuity? It is a mental process. The process of the mind. So process of mind means that in him, actually. So dasa vijjasa santani means in the continuity of the physician or the doctor. Or maybe if you, to make everyone this, to make everyone to understand this part, the translation, dasa vijjasa santani means in the doctor, which rise in the doctor. In the technically, we might say like a continuity or process of mind. But the continued process of mental process, the doctor or the physician means in the doctor, in the layman's term. So technically, you can say in the continuity or in the mental process, the doctor, which means in the doctor. Actually, this is a vijjasa genetic case. This genetic case is not directly joined to the Opana. Rise in one, in whom which rise. To get that meaning, we have to put this locative case, santani, which rise in the doctor. Jeta was in connection with consciousness. So mano, originally mano means all of the consciousness are called mano. But in this case, in this context, mano bhavingama. Now, commentator is trying to explain mano bhavingama. In the mano bhavingama, what kind of mano it is called? What kind of mano it is called? Here, according to the context, this physician, last week I had explained, he makes someone to blind, the woman. The woman came to him. Okay, now if you make my eyes to be, to get back, my eyes are good, I will be slave and my children also will be slave to you. But actually, after healing our children, her eyes, she broke her promise. She pretended to be blind. At the time, the physician, he became very angry. Because of his anger, he makes her eyes blind. So at the moment, what kind of consciousness arises in the physician? Dominasa Sahagata, Pariga Samyuta Chaita. This anger, this hatred arises in him. So in the Manobobengama Dhamma, the Buddha expounded this sutta with reference to Chula Panchaka, cakkhupālattheravatthu. The Buddha expounded the Manobobengama Dhamma Manosita Manomaya with reference to the cakkhupālattheravatthu. The cakkhupālattheravatthu in connection with his, the anger in the previous life. Because of anger, so in the the fifth line also Manasaji Brotina Basadiwa Krodiwa. Manasaji Brotina, at the time his mind is impure, he was dominated by the anger or hatred. So based on this story, this account, the Buddha expounded Manobobengama Dhamma and so on. This Manobobengama Dhamma so on, especially mainly focus the consciousness of the Cakkhupāla in his previous life. So because of this, when the commentator explains, at first he explained in Mano, okay, you can take the meaning of the Mano, all the kinds of consciousness of the Mano. But if you take all kinds of the Mano, like if we talk about all types of the Mano, there are kusala, wholesome consciousness, unwholesome consciousness. All of the consciousness are included. So all of the consciousness, like give bad result, but how to say, evil result. Not like this. Actually, wholesome consciousness gives bears a good result, and wholesome consciousness gives bad result. So now, what happens to the Cakkhupālattheravatthu? His eyes are blind. His eyes are blind because of his past karma, unwholesome agusala karma. Because of agusala karma, his eyes blind. So the Buddha mainly talk about Cakkhupālattheravatthu. Then Cakkhupālattheravatthu also became blind. If commentator takes Manobobengama in the Manobobengama, the meaning of the Mano as all of the consciousness, I think it seems as if wholesome consciousness also gives a better result. Actually, not like this. Now, we should not forget the background story. And according to the background story, the Cakkhupālattheravatthu committed a very bad karma in his past life. Because of his agusala karma, now he became blind. So, but the Buddha expounded this verse generally, Manobobengama Dhamma. So according to the Manobobengama, it means like all kinds of the manos. But all kinds of mano is, it is about not only about the agusala citas, it is about also Rupavajara Gusala, Kamavajara Gusala, Arupavajara Gusala, Lokutara Gusala Cita, all of the consciousness are included. According to the first explanation, all of the consciousness it seems as if all of consciousness give bad result. But so it is necessary for the commentator to define the meaning of the mano in this case. What is the meaning of the mano in this case, in this verse? So, because of this, commentator continues to explain. In this case, in this context, the meaning of the mano should be taken as Pariga Samyutta Caita. Dominasa Sahagata, Pariga Samyutta Caita. So why he does say, why does he say, in this case, the meaning of the mano should be taken Dhammanasa Sahagata Brika Samyuta Jeta. Why does he say like this? The Dhatasa Vijasa Upana Jeta was in gone to the mind which rise in the position in the previous life. Gone to the doctor, this doctor or the physician, he was a Cakkhupāla in his previous life, he was a doctor. According to his anger at the time, now you should take, commentator says, you should take the meaning of the mano. Dhammanasa Sahagata, Brika Samyuta Jita, no other consciousness. So the first, explanation is a general explanation, general definition. Now, this general definition not enough to give a correct meaning, right meaning, according to the context. So because of this, he said, Ima Samimbana Bade Dasa Vijasa Upana Jeda was in a Niyamiya man, Wawutabiya man, Prechejiya man, Dominasa Hagadan, Briga Samuda Jeda Mewa Labadi. Ima Samimbana Bade in this word, Pana, but. Manodi, the word mano means the consciousness of the four planes, which has variety of kamajana, kusala, and so on. But in this word means in this manobobangama here, only Dhammanasa Sahagata, Briga Samyuta Jeta should be taken. Which arise, which is defined, which is limited, which is restrained, in connection with the mind, which arise in the physician at the time. So now, why commentator explains? Now, the meaning of the mano in this case should be taken only Dhammanasa Sahagata Brika Samyuta Jeta. Why does he say? So he refers to the consciousness or the anger in his previous life. According to the Akusala Jeta of the physician, the doctor, commentator explains again. Now this mano, the word mano, the meaning of this word mano should be taken Dhammanasa Sahagata Brika Samyuta Jeta. So now we are going to see what kind of sentence it should be. Okay, here, Ima Samibana Bade. The sentence starting with Ima Samibana Bade, it is called the Vajjaramba. Okay, we can say we have two sentences. The first sentence is called Arada. The second sentence is called Vajjaramba. So what is Vajjaramba? So this Vajjaramba, I have already explained. It is, after saying something, what you said is not complete, not comprehensive maybe. At the time, you need to continue to explain. The to be continued this, Vajjaramba means the continuation of the first sentence. Sentence number A. Sentence number A is Arada. Sentence number B is Vakyaramba. Here now Vajjaramba, why it is called the Vajjaramba? Why this second sentence is continued? Because in the first sentence, as I explained to you, the meaning is no. How to say? We don't get the definite meaning. So we get only the general meanings. We should, understand how this word mano in the Manopobangama, in this case, what is the meaning of mano in the Manopobangama in this case? We need to understand it. So it is necessary for the commentator to continue his explanation. To continue to his explanation. For this, he, he continues, he says, sentence number B. Sentence number A and the sentence number B. Sentence number B is to continue the explanation in the sentence number A. So because of this, this B is called Vakyaramba. So now as I explained to you, you may understand the first sentence is to give us only the general meaning. In the second sentence, we need to get the more and the comprehensive, more precise meaning in this case. To get the precise meaning, it is, for the commentator, he needs to explain. He needs to continue to his explanation. So this second sentence is a continuation of the first one. So it is called Vakyaramba. So because of this pana, we call the Vakyaramba Jotaka. Now we have already known Vakyaramba Jotaka. So now this pana also, in some cases, it is also say Arujyata Jotaka. You can say Arujyata Jotaka. Because why? Aruchi, Ruchi and Aruchi. So Aruchi means a dislike. Ruchi is like. If you want to express you are disliking, displeasure, at that time we call the Aruchi. So Aruchi and Atta, when you combine them according to the Sandi, it is Aruchi Atta. Aruchi Atta. Aruchi Atta. So this, second sentence, no, please with the first sentence. So just to say the first sentence is cannot cover the necessary meaning of the Manopobangama. So second sentence is needed to continue. So second sentence is, like make the scope of the word mano narrower, maybe more precise. So he is not, the commentator, he is not just satisfied with the first sentence. The first sentence is, if you compare the first sentence and second sentence is a more precise, more, comprehensive. So this, second sentence is give us more definite meaning. The first sentence is give us the general meaning. So according to the reader, if you just read only the first sentence, you are not satisfied with. You will not be happy with, oh no, Mano means all kinds of consciousness. What happened? Like Cakkhupālattheravatthu's past life, he became physician. He, makes, someone blind. So now he said Mano is all kinds of Mano. So maybe kusala citta also give better result. And now in this life, cakkhupālattheravatthu became blind. So just to say that the first sentence give us a satisfaction. So we are not, for the reader also, we may think, oh, this sentence is not complete. So we don't like. So to and the give more precise meaning, this, imas mevana bade sentence is set again by the commentator. So this sentence is, according to the Pāḷi, the literary point of view, this sentence seems as if, it is not pleased with the previous one. Because of this bhāna also, give us unsatisfactoriness of the statement in the first sentence. Because of this, it is called aruciyatha Khuddaka Nikāya. So the type of, the sentence is, this is Vakyārambha, this one is arata. This bhāna is called the Vakyārambha Khuddaka. This bhāna is also called the aruciyatha Khuddaka. So we see the two kinds of sentences, arata and Vakyārambha sentences. Okay. So here, imas mevana bade dasa vajjasa uppana citta vasena niyamiya manam bhavatapiya manam parichejiya manam dhammanasa sahagadam pariga samyutta citta. Those words also, I think, are necessary to analyze. Niyamiya manam. What is the root of the niyamiya manam? The root is yam. It is also passive. Niyamiya mana. So niyamiya mana, as I explained to you, it is restrained or defined. Bhavatapiya mana. Niyamiya mana, bhavatapiya mana. So actually, bhavatapiya mana, later this are changed to the bhavatapiya mana pointed out, designated. So now this, niyamiya manam, bhavatapiya mana, parichejiya manam. The now this year should be taken as a passive year. The paricheja. The daya becomes, we again parichejiya mana. Some, say like a parichejiya mana. But going to the commentary, we have the parichejiya mana. Now we follow the parichejiya mana. So bhavatapiya manam, parichejiya manam, niyamiya manam. 3 words. 3 words are actually, they give us a single meaning. It's a defined. When we define the consciousness of the mind in the Manobhubhangama. So at that time, we should take only the Dhammanasa Sahagata, Pariga Samyutta Citta, in connection with the consciousness which arises in the doctor. So Uppana Jada Vasena. Okay, so according to our method, you have to see like not only the not only the sentence type of the sentence. Sometimes also we need to make wake has. Okay, Uppana Jadam. How do you make a wake has? Uppanam Jadam. Uppana Jadam. So here I want to ask Ryan, if you make a wigha open and jaitan, what kind of samasa it is?
It's the dhammapada-aṭṭhakathā samasa, Sayadaw.
Kamadaraya.
Yeah, Sayadaw.
Okay, Kamadaraya samasa also, it has a different kinds of Kamadaraya samasas. What kind of Kamadaraya samasa?
It's the bhāgo.
Visesana Bhubhapada.
Yes, Visesana Bhubhapada.
Visesana Bhubhapada, Kamadaraya.
Yeah, Sayadaw.
Now, Uppana Jada, so if you connect with the waso, Uppana Jada sa waso,
yeah.
Uppana Jada waso. There's a chati,
Tapurisa. Yes, Sayadaw. Yeah.
Okay. In connection with the mind which arises in the doctor. Why do we translate in the doctor? Mabunya.
Yeah, I think Mapunya is she has some problem with the connection. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now what do you think?
Yes, because so Sayadaw said that we have to add the word santane in there.
Okay. This is a very important point, sometimes when you don't understand the meaning of the connection of the words, connection of the words in the sentence. So the words have connection between each other. At the time, it is very difficult to connect. The keys are different. The meaning also cannot be understood easily. The meaning also not connected. At the time, in our tradition, in the commentaries, in the sub-commentaries, they used to put, extra Pāļi word. This extra Pāļi word is called paṭhamo. What is that? Paṭhamo. Okay. Okay, now we stop the first section. After 10 minutes, I will be back.
Sadhu.
Sadhu. Not the classic. Now I have already explained about imasmaipana bhate, the dhatasa vijasa uppana jada was in a niyamiya mana, avatapiya mana, prechijya mana, domanasa sahakadam, priga samyuta jada miwalabhati. Okay, priga samyuta jada is object of labhati. This priga samyuta jada is modified by niyamiya mana, avatapiya mana, prechijya mana. The dhatasa vijasa uppana jada vasena. Uppana jada vasena. The dhatasa vijasa is the case of the vijasa is genetic case. Okay. So now we will continue to the next sentence. Ubbengamati tena paṭhamo gāmina huṭṭava samanagata. So Pubbingama, if you divide the word Pubbingama, it is a Bubba and Gamma. Bubba and Gamma, Bubbam Gamma. The Bubba means, Bubba has two meanings. Bubba, previous, a foreigner, we will translate Bubba. Bubba Gamma. This Bubba Gamma is explained by the word like paṭhamo gamina. Paṭhamo gamina. Paṭhamo gamina is paṭhamo and gamina. Paṭhamo, we have two meanings. The first and the so as in show. Paṭhamo gamina. Paṭhamo. So here, paṭhamo gamina, Haudawa. Now we were trying to translate at first. Paṭhamo gamina, Haudawa. Tena samanagato. The samanagato is endowed with. Samanagato means endowed with. So endowed with what? Here actually, paṭhamo gamina, Haudawa. You cannot actually not connect to the Haudawa and Tena. Always a Haudawa. Going to the Tena, this Tena is cannot be connected to the Haudawa because this is we call the Audakatu. Audakatu is usually right. Now with the instrumental gaze. Haudawa should be with the Audakatu. But Tena Haudawa, actually it means that you may write like a so Haudawa. Maybe in the neuter gender, then Haudawa, you can say, having become this, having become that. But here is, Tena Haudawa is actually no, cannot be connected. So why, this Tena is put, this Tena actually it should be connected to the Samanagato. So paṭhamo gamina also like a connection connected to the Tena. Tena and paṭhamo gamina, they have the same case. Tena paṭhamo gamina Haudawa. So paṭhamo gamina Haudawa having become at past. Tena refers to the Tena, endowed with that consciousness. Endowed with that consciousness. So this, Samanagato, when you, see in the commentaries, the Samanagato is used to explain two words. At the time, you need to understand it is bhovi samasa. If samanagado is used to define or to explain a single word, you should understand it refers to the asatitatita. So samanagado also many times used in the commentaries. Samanagado is sometimes used to give explanation for the two words. Sometimes it is used for the one word, one noun, or for two nouns. For the two nouns it is bhovi samasa. If it is used for a single word, one noun, it is asati dadida. So now, this, dena parama gamina haudawa also, you should connect it to the previous word, mano pubbingama. Mano and pubbingama is actually, it is a samasa. So now I wanted to read. I want the Ryan read again, starting tata manodi up to the samanagada. Tata manodi.
Yeah, yeah. Tathamano tikama wachara kusala dibedang tapam bichatubu mika chitang. Imasmin panapade tada tassa vechasa. Opanna chitas wasena niyamiyamanang wawatha piyamanang parichiyamanang do manasasagatang patika sampayukta chittamewa lapati uppangamati tena paṭhamagamina hutoa samanagata.
Okay. Here in the pubbingama is, explained by the paṭhamagamina. This paṭhamagamina, paṭhama is also, I have already explained the two meanings, the first or beginning or essential. Here paṭhama, the meaning of the paṭhama should be taken as essential. Essential. Pubbingama. Pubbingama is explained by the paṭhama. Paṭhama is here, we should take the meaning as essential. So now you can say the mind is essential. Pubbingama. The mind is foreigner if you take the meaning of the paṭhama as a first. Foreigner, beginner. So pubbingama is also, we also translate like a essential. Or maybe in English translations, it is explained like a foreigner. The mind is foreigner. Like three namakhanas has the mind as foreigner, as essential or principle. You can translate like this. So according to the paṭhamagamina, the meaning of the paṭhama should be taken essential or principle or predominant. You can take the mind as a predominance. The mind, the three namakhanas has the mind as predominance. Three namakhanas has the mind as essential. We can translate. Because here, the meaning of the paṭhama we take as a essential or paṭhana. So prana, the meaning of this Pāli prana is in the Sanskrit it is pradhana. Pradhana means essential, foremost, principle, dominant or predominant. Okay, paṭhamagamina hotowa. Here paṭhamagamina also paṭhama and gami. Actually, it should be Gachati silenadi gami. Gachati. So like we have also sakada gami. Agami. The root is gam. The suffix is e. This e, refers to the habitual actions. It used to be, it used to become. The gami means it used to be, used to become. Because when you see the gam, this gam is not only means the to go. In many cases, gam also means to be. This meaning also, no. To go or to be or to become or to reach. So, because of this, in this case, the paṭhamo gamina means no, going at fast. You don't translate like this. To be at fast, to be essential. Because of gam here, gami here means, gami is also you have to decline, like a dandy or senani. Like a Ujira Bodhi is also present now. Ujira Bodhi. Do you hear me?
Yes, sir, I am present.
Okay, now I don't hear your voice loudly. Do you hear my voice now?
Yes, sir, I hear you.
Okay, now I wanted to decline this kami.
Kami, no.
Okay.
Kami, no. Kami
Okay.
na, kami hi, kami bi.
Okay.
Kami sa.
Kamina. Okay. Kamina, gamihi, gamibi. Now you can make a vigrahas. Paṭhamagami, Paṭhamagami. It is a no with the e. In the books, it is a e. Actually, no, it is a no e. It is e. Paṭhamagami, Paṭhamagami, Paṭhamagami. Paṭhamagami, it is you have to decline. Like e senani or dandy, dandy, no. Senani, no. Okay, Paṭhamagamina. Tena Paṭhamagamina. Paṭhamagamina, Jitena, Paṭhamagamina, how do you translate? Having Paṭhamagamina Hotowa. Having become essential. Having been essential, having become at fast. And endowed with that consciousness. We have to translate. Having become at fast. Having become at fast. Or having become essential. And endowed with that consciousness is Paṭhamagamina, Tena Paṭhamagamina Hotowa Samanagato. So Tena Paṭhamagamina, Paṭhama, we have two meanings. The first meaning is fast or beginning. The second meaning is essential. Paṭhama and Gami, how do you make a vigrah? The Paṭhamagami, Paṭhamagami. The Gami is also the meaning, the suffix in the Gami, e, is indicated as Tasila. Gachati silenadi Gami. Okay, now in this way, we know every word. Okay, Manopobingama also, later you will see in the commentary, Manopobingama, it is and D. Manopobingama. So in the Aṭṭhakathā, it is, Vega is made according to the Nodhiñāṇas, Mano Pubbingamam. Mano can be neuter gender or masculine gender. Mano Pubbingamam Yesandi, Mano Pubbingama. Mano Pubbingama. Now why it is put the Pubbingama? Because we take a Mano as a neuter gender. If you take a Mano as a masculine gender, you can do. I think in two ways you can translate. So what is the Yesam? What is the Yesam? The meaning of the Yesam, Ryan? Or Yesam or Edisam?
I think refers to the Sayadaw.
Which has the mind has foreigner?
Oh yeah, so it means the other mental aggregate.
Yes, mental, three mental aggregates. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Yesam. Yesam or Edisam. So now you can also like those three mental aggregates has Mano Pubbingama as they are essential or as they are foreigner. Mano Pubbingamo or maybe Mano Pubbingama in two ways you can do. If Mano we take as a neuter gender, it is Mano Pubbingamam. If we take a Mano as a masculine gender, we take Mano Pubbingamo. This Mano Pubbingama modified to Dhamma. Mano Pubbingama Dhamma. Mano Pubbingama Dhamma, Mano Pubbingama, they are connected to modifier and modified. Mano Pubbingama modified to the Dhamma. Okay. So Dhamma, what is the Dhamma? It is three mental aggregates. Dhamma here it doesn't mean all kinds of phenomena or phenomena. No. This Dhamma means three mental aggregates. Those three mental aggregates is preceded by the mind. So without mind, without consciousness, no mental properties. Chaita and Jidasika, according to this part also you can understand which is the most important, the most essential. So we have, we divide the nama two ways. Chaita and the Jidasika. Chaita and Jidasika, which is the most important? Chaita is the most important. Whatever consciousness, whatever, Jidasika rises, Chaita always associated. But whenever Chaita rises, not all of the, Jidasikas rise. Like some, Jidasikas, not happen when the consciousness rises. So consciousness is always present. Some, when the consciousness is present, some Jidasikas may be present or may not be present. Because of this, Chitta is the most important, the most essential. In the commentaries also, it will be explained again. So here now, I wanted to know at this point also. So because of this, the Buddha said, Manopo Vingama Dhamma. Consciousness is the forerunner or the most essential of those, three mental, of the three mental aggregates. So now, because of this, Manopo Vingama is connected to the Dhamma. Manopo Vingama is one word. Even though commentator explained like a Tattha Manodi, a Bobingamadi, even though he said, actually, Manopo Vingama is one word. How many words included here? Mano and the Bobingama. The first word is Mano, the second word is Bobingama. The Mano is explained now as you see, Tattha Mano and so on. Now he is explaining about the meaning of the Bobingama. Bobingamadi, Dina Brahma Gamina, Hodawa Samanagada. He explained. So this, this Mano and Bobingama, two words, these two words are explained by the commentator with the Samanagato. Because it is explained with the Samanagato, at the time you have to understand this Mano and Bobingama. You have to understand they are Bhovi Samasas. If two words are explained by the commentators with the Samanagata, you have to understand it is Bhovi Samasa. When the one word is explained by the commentator with the Samanagata, it should be understood as Asatidadita. Okay. So Dena Paṭhamo Gamina Hodawa Samanagata. Okay, now Mano and Bobingama is after the explanation of the Mano, he continues to explain about the Bobingama. So the explanation of the Mano is one part. The explanation of the Bobingama is another part. So they are Pekha and Pekhantra. Pekha, Pekhantra. What is Pekhantra? Dena Paṭhamo Gamina, Bobingamadi, Dena Paṭhamo Gamina, Hodawa Samanagata is a Pekhantra. Tattha Manodi and up to the Labdi is Pekha. Because they give us a different explanations of, they give, and the commentator gives us the explanation of the two different words. Two different words are at first he explains about the Mano, and then secondly he explains about the Bobingama. They are different. When it is two different words explained in the two different sentences, it is called the Pekha and the Pekhantras. Now the next one is the Dhammadi. Now Uvajira Bodhi, I wanted to read Dhammadi Guna Desana.
Dhammadi Guna Desana Priyati Nisada Nijiwa Wasena Jadaro Dhamma Nama Tesu Nahi Dhammo Adhammo Ja Ubo Sama Vibhagi No Adhammo Nirayan Nedi Dhammo Pabeti Sukadenti Ayam Guna Dhammo Nama Dhammo Bhikkhave Desisami Adi Kalyanandi Ayam Desana Dhammo Nama Ida Pana Bhikkhave Ekije Kula Buddha Dhamman Priya Punanti Sodan Kiyandi Ayam Priyati Dhammo Nama Tasamain Kho Pana Samaye Dhamma Hundi Khanda Hundi Di Ayam Nisada Dhammo Nama Nejiwa Dhammo Dipi Eso Ewa Tesu Ima Samain Thane Nisada Nejiwa Dhammo Adipedo.
Okay. Now we stop here. So now we come to very important word. Now commentator explains the meaning of the Dhamma. This Dhamma also, whenever Western scholars are trying to translate into English, no single English word which is equivalent to the Dhamma. This Dhamma also usually in many, like a translation books, they translate like a states. Sometimes they translate phenomena or, phenomena or like such a, explanations are given in the books. Now, commentator explain now, at first we were trying to translate. Dhammadi, Dhammanama, Chattaro Dhammanama, Dhammadi, Iti, Dhamma. Now I had already explained. Ryan, you should still remember. Dhammadi, how do you try to divide? Dhamma and the Iti. Okay. So Iti, what is the meaning of the Iti? How do you understand Iti? You may still remember. What kind of nipada? No?
Yeah.
What kind of nipada it is Iti? Dhamma, how do we translate? The word Dhamma.
Yeah.
Okay. So now this, we translate the Dhamma as the word Dhamma. How do you call it is? Sada-paṭṭhaka or Atta-paṭṭhaka?
Yes, Sada-paṭṭhaka.
Sada-paṭṭhaka, okay. Iti. Iti is a nipada. We give the, I give the specific name of this Iti.
The word iti is paṭhaka.
But you may look back. You may look back in your note. Others you may. I want our other students also to be aware to remember. You may check.
Yes, I think it's the paṭhamo.
Paṭhamo vipallasa. No. Iti is paṭhamo vipallasa in the Dhammadi. No? Manodi also I have already explained. Mano, we translate the word mano. If we translate the word mano, it means sada-paṭṭhaka. If we translate mano is consciousness, it is atta-paṭṭhaka. Iti means paṭhamo vipallasa. Iti also has another meaning, it's a nidasana, Now in the first, I think last week, the week, before, I have explained like a nidasana, indicator. Here is a nidasana, here is Iti is paṭhamo vipallasa. No, you may check again later. Sada-paṭṭhaka Dhammadi. Now 4 meanings. Guna desana priyati nesada nejiva. The first meaning is a guna. What is a guna? Is a good quality. Good quality is called guna. Desana is also called the Dhamma, the sermon or teaching. The priyati, where the priyati, patipati, patiweda, learning. Learning is also called the Dhamma. So nesada nejiva. Nesada nejiva means no being, no soul. Dhamma also means no soul or no being. Because of this, you can see like a sabbe sankhara anicca, sabbe sankhara dukkha, sabbe dhamma anatta. In the sabbe dhamma, Dhamma in the sabbe dhamma includes everything in the world. Not only everything in the world, but also Nibbana. Nibbana is also called the Dhamma because it has no soul, no being. So no soul or no being is called Dhamma. Guna, good quality also Dhamma. Desana, the sermon is also called Dhamma. Learning is also called Dhamma. Nesada nejiva is also called Dhamma. So all the time we translate state is not correct. In some cases you should translate Dhamma, good quality, Adhamma, a bad quality. A good quality means a wholesome consciousness. A bad quality is unwholesome consciousness. Sometimes you may need to translate the Dhamma as the sermon or teaching. Sometimes you may need to translate the word Dhamma, priyati or learning. Sometimes you may translate the Dhamma, Nisada Nijiva. So the word Dhamma means, the word Dhamma is called Chattaro Dhamma Nama. The word Dhamma means the four guna, desana, priyati, nisada, nijiva are called Dhamma. Now we roughly translate. Tesu. In those four meanings. Nai Dhammo Adamo ja ubosama wikpagi no. Adamo niriyan niti Dhammo babedi sogadendi ayam. Guna Dhammo nama. So why it is the word ayam is used, so I will explain later. Now for the time being, we need to understand the translation of those words. Okay, here, look at Nai Dhamma, this he, you have to translate. It is true. It is true. Because actually this is an commentary word. Before, Nai Dhamma Adamoja Ubosama Vipagino, there is another sentence, Dhammo Virakati Dhammachari. It is said by the Buddha. This word is also, like this statement is made strong by these, verses. Okay, now it is Dhammo, Adamo. Dhamma means a good quality. Adamo is a bad quality. Otherwise, Dhamma is kusala, wholesome consciousness. Adama is unwholesome consciousness. Ubo sama vipagi no. Ubo two. Dhamma Adama, these two, na sama vipagi no. Sama means a similar or the same. Vipagi is result. Dhamma and Adama has not the same result. Dhammo, Adamo niriyaneti. Adamo niriyaneti. Adama leads to, woeful state. Dhammo pabedi sogate. Dhamma makes someone to reach sogatim, celestial abode. So pabedi. Ryan, you may still, what is the root of the pabedi? Pa and the up.
Yeah.
It is A.
Yeah.
Pabedi. Pabedi is, this A is causative. Causative makes someone to reach. Sugati. Now here is actually it is, Sugati is right Pāli word. Why it becomes a Sugati? Because of the, the style of the writing, the poetries. So together, like the fluent, to be consistent with the rule of the writing, the kata or poetries. One letter is added to the ga. Sugati. Actually, it is Sugati. So Naidam Adamoja Ubosama Wipagi, Dhamma and Adama has the same result. Adamo Niri and Niri Adama or a bad quality. Here, Dhamma, it doesn't mean, state or priyati or learning or teaching. It here, according to this context, Adamo Niri and Niri, according to the Niri and Niri, you can understand what is the meaning of the Adama. And wholesome consciousness. Because of this context, Niri and Niri. According to the Pāpedi Sugati, you can understand the meaning of the Dhamma. Dhamma is Kusala Karma. Adhamma is Akusala Karma. Maybe Dhamma is Sila Samadhi Panya. Adhamma is Akusala Karma, but as a killing, stealing, sexual misconduct or telling lies, drinking. Those, Akusala Karmas, Adhamma. How do we know? According to the Niri and Niti. So according to this context, Dhamma and Adhamma, you have to understand, Dhamma is a good quality, a guna Dhamma. It is a very beneficial, fruitful. Adhamma is a wholesome consciousness. It is not fruitful. So because of this, the commentator explains like a guna Dhammo nama. So according to the context, the meaning of the words are changed. So the meaning of the Dhamma is used in many ways. Now carry on. Next week, I think we can continue to explain the dividing the sentences. Ida bana bhikkhave eke cakkhula paṭṭha dhammam priya punanti. So dhammam wa bhikkhave desisami adikalayananti ayam desana dhammo nama. Dhammam wa bhikkhave desisami adikalayanam. So bhikkhave, O monks, I will expound to you the Dhamma which has beginning, which is good in the beginning. So according to this sentence, Dhamma means the sermon or teaching, like Dhammajaga Bodhana Sutta, or maybe some teachings are called Desana Dhamma. Even though, in the Suttas, it just says Dhammam, but the Dhamma, according to the Desisami, we understand this Dhamma is Desana, the teaching. Ida bana bhikkhave eke cakkhula paṭṭha dhammam priya punanti suttam gayandi ayam priyati dhammo nama. According to the priya punanti, they learn. Ida bana bhikkhave, O monks, Ida here. Eke cakkhula paṭṭha, some man kula paṭṭha dhammam priya punanti. They learn the priyati. They learn the sutta. They learn the gaya. Here, what is the gaya? Gaya means like, when the Buddha expounded the suttas, sometimes only the verse. Sometimes the verse and the prose are mixed. Well, some sermons are mixed with the verse and the prose. Those, teachings are called Gaya. It is, for example, like a Sayadaw. Sayadaw Sayadaw is called Gaya. Sayadaw Pāļi is called the Gaya because, so in the Sayadaw you can see not only the verse always mixed with the prose, with the sentences. The Joniya is called the prose. Gatha and Joniya mixed together. Essentially, the canonical texts are called Geya. The Sutta is, what is Sutta? Actually, every teachings, in the Sutta and like Diganika, Majjhimanika, they are called the Suttas. But here Sutta means some, teachings, some, original Pālis are called in the name of the Suttas. Like a Mangala Sutta. The discourses, including together with the name Sutta. Mangala Sutta, Ratana Sutta, Metta Sutta, they are separately called Suttas. Because in this discourse, the name Sutta included. So Suttam, Geya. They learn the Sutta or Geya. Yam Priyati Dhammo Nama. Tasmay Khobana Samay Dhamma Hondi Kana Hondi Yam Nisada Dhammo Nama. At the time, Dhamma Nisada Nejiwa Dhamma Hondi Kana Hondi, the aggregates, there are aggregates at the time. There are rise aggregates at the time. Nisada Dhammo Nama. The Nejiwa Dhammo Tipi Iso Ewa. Ima Desu, Ima Samaitane, Nisada Nejiwa Dhammo Adebedo. In those 4 meanings, here, the meaning Nisada Nejiwa is needed. Adebeda. Adebeda means it's needed or it should be taken. Is taken or is needed, adebeda. So I want to give the the students who attend this class and the homework. Because if you want to understand the commentary, it is extremely important to read the Pāli sentences regularly. Without reading Pāli sentences, I think again and again you can understand the commentaries. Now, we have seen, like starting with the week before last week, we start with the Dhammaraja Imankatama Manabhumingamadam, and so on. Now we come to Desu Imasamitane Nesada Nejiwa Dhammo Adebedo. Those Pāli sentences are. Now I give you the rough meaning of all the sentences. So what you have to do is you read every day these sentences, starting with the Dhammaraja up to the Adebedo. Every day you should read the 3 times yourself. But don't look at the translation. Don't look at the English translation books. You just read only Dhammaraja, Imangata Maha, Manabhumingamadam, and so on, like up to the Tesu Imasamitane Nesada Nejiwa Dhammo Adebedo. Up to that Pāli sentence, you read again every day at least 3 times. Today is Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You read. Otherwise, even though I explain to you, you cannot understand, you cannot catch what I mean. Read it. Now I want to recommend you, suggest you, read those Pāli sentences again and again, at least 3 times a day before you come to the class. Then you will get something. Okay, so I think it is time to stop our class for this week, Saturday. I will continue this week, lesson, this lecture next week. Okay, reciting the Buddha Sasana and Jira and take to 3 times. Buddha Sasana.
Sasanam Chiram
Buddha
Sasanam Chiram
Buddha Sasana.
Thank you, Sayadaw.
Okay, you are welcome. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Sayadaw.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.